tell me, there's also in your book this thing, encounter, or should I say, or presence of Chandraswami in your life. That was before all the unsavory part
That was
happened.
70s.
Yeah.
That was 70s when Andy had now become in charge of all the India business in America, not tourists, but Indian. And at that time, it was a big promotion for him. So he got a call one evening. Both my kids had pneumonia. They were sick. It was cold, winter time. And I had a nanny at the time. And he calls me from the office, maybe at lunchtime, that there's a Swami that's coming from India. The message has come from Sanjay Gandhi's office that she's a spiritual ambassador of India is coming as, and 2 or 3 of them with him. So we have to have dinner. We have to cook dinner at home because first evening I'm supposed to give him home cooked food, and then I have to find him a place to stay. So I thought, oh God! And guess what? He eats only without
onion, garlic.
Food. Yeah. I thought, gosh. And then that morning, the maid had gone to church and run away with a boyfriend. We lost the church. The
Rosie.
Yeah, Rosie. Who my
I've
parents.
read your book,
My God,
Inside
yes,
Out.
Rosie, what a sweet girl she was. She joins us years later.
And you asked Chandraswami, where is Rosie?
And he said she will come Badmash.
Of all things to ask Chandraswami. Okay.
But guess what? He used to claim to be able to, he would do things like that.
Clairvoyant,
He would answer everything. But he would make you, I don't know what he used to do. Anyhow, so he comes home that day and the children are really in bed and really red and then he makes them do this home, shrim, green, baram. They are fascinated with him. He wins them over and he makes them repeat it 2-3 times and they feel better the next day. They just do. So they attribute it to this. And I think about Rosie, he said, Aayegi, but I can't remember what he said. However, he then got endeared to us and he found him one of those home management apartment where he and his 2-3 cronies, younger, whatever, helping boys. And next thing, he got after, now it was my duty to pull in all the Indian diaspora, the wealthy business people, for him to whatever, do what he was good at, which was?
Networking.
Networking was his main thing, but he partly that. From India, we are going to make them rich. They're going to be, but India, no one had faith in those days. Besides, he was when he could read, he was psychic. So he said, Karamat karke dikhaunga unko. Hindi,
So this Adnan Khashoggi that...
So that was much later when he had duped a lot of people, including me.
He duped you?
Yes.
What did he do?
Yes.
Funds?
Yeah, on the basis of that is how he went to jail. So I'll tell you what it was. He now became, Rakhi also would be going to him. He had now become he had grown, left and stopped seeing him now. He had become independent, nothing to do with Air India anymore. So once in a while he would phone, Aake dekho kitna, your blessings, so many rich people, Americans all are coming and I'm learning English now and all that. So once in a while we would drop in, Andy and I, just to... But that was at the time, he had said, listen, I am now becoming very rich because the governments, he had gone to Suriname, which was a Hindu government one time, and they were Dutch colony, so there's something. So whenever he just knew, I guess, antenna, where Indians, old thinkers of India, could be duped by a modern sadhu or whatever. And he knew his agenda. And I was not much in touch with him. Just the occasional call he would make. Suddenly he calls me one day, several times from Suriname. And he says, यहाँ की जो Hindu government है, वो हम बना रहे हैं, जो यहाँ के हैं, हम इनको गिरा रहे हैं, कुछ हो रहा है, हम गम कर रहे हैं.
He was toppling governments.
Yes, that he was going to get them into power, but on the basis of he would have to. There's a lot of money they wanted to give him, but he was an Indian passport holder. He couldn't have money. Could he put it in my account? I was then running Bina Tone. I was making microwave ovens for UK and Europe. So there was no, and my family is extremely narrow and straight, and not 1 rupee here or there, $1. So I said, no, you can't use my account at all. Even I can't. I get a salary from this, and that's but it's illegal. I have to pay tax on whatever. So no, not at all. Please, I cannot trust. Of all the people I met, you're the only straightforward, honest persons. And I can't tell Andy, I want you to do this. And knowing I could be duped, I wasn't that smart, and still am not, many things. So I asked the bank manager, when the money comes in, does it it gets recorded that so much came in, even if it is going out in 2-3 days? He said, no, up to 5 days. We put in on Monday. By the Friday, it has to be removed. It gets recorded literally as end of the week starts. So after many calls, I said, well, this is all I can do. You have to guarantee me that the day you put it in, you will remove it, or you will give me the authority to remove it. And you send somebody or whatever, I don't want anything to do with it. So he did
London
that.
account.
Huh?
Is it
So
a
he
London
put in
account?
No, New York. This is all New York.
New York. Okay.
I gave up London before marriage.
Huh. No, Bina was in.
Bina was London, but they are now. They were now
in New York.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd quit the Taj. I was getting bored actually by now. It was doing so well.
So he put the money in your account, and he promised
$250,000 he put in. It's on record. All this is all on record. Government of India record even it is now.
And with the
So then what he did, he sent some Agarwal fellow to pick up 100. He left 100,000 there. He took the rest. And that 100,000, some lady, I think he must have, Marina something, came and took 50,000. Now there was 50,000 left. I said, I get rid of it. He said, you put it somewhere where you want to invest. I said, I don't need to. My cousin was a builder, still to this day. He had bought a building in Fifth Avenue very cheap. So my brother from London had invested. He was a big follower of my cousin. So he had invested in. So I told him, this is the only way I can put it. It will not be in my name. It will be in his name or whatever. He said, fine. So I was clean. But over there, every sign, on the back, you have to write what it's for.
But this is money laundering.
It was money laundering, I suppose. He didn't know the word.
For toppling a government.
He must have taken tons more. That wouldn't have done it. I don't know. He just put this here.
But you didn't realize that?
Not at all. नहीं, he said, हिंदू धर्म के लिए दे रहे हैं, ये सब इंडिया में यूज़ होगा, बहुत ही फ़ायदा होगा, और इनको निकालने हैं पैसे, नहीं तो वहाँ के वो लोग उनको और भी बहुत निकालने हैं, मदद दे रहे हो, like that he's trying to tell. How would I think?
You're very naive, aren't you?
I am totally naive. But I did do the honest thing. I had it removed.
No, that's
day.
The step you're taking is innocent.
Yeah.
But the stuff that you're doing was
not
against the law.
Apparently. So now listen. So listen. I then write to him a letter, every detail. The money you sent, made 5 checks or whatever it was, with the detail of everything, and baki this much remains in that investment in the property. And money has nothing to do with
And
me.
Adnan Khashoggi?
No, so Adnan Khashoggi had become now part of his, I don't know, so I'm just going to tell you.
It was his circle.
Later, yeah. So then what happens, the later circle, that money, those letters he collects. And always, by habit, we were taught, I didn't know this, aapke bahut pranam hai. In the English, I would write. And then all the letters are like that, like I'm revering somebody.
So you kept some of the stuff, the letters and all the correspondence?
No, those letters I gave him.
Huh.
He kept it in a safe, and when he got busted, those letters were the witness account that put him in jail.
Okay.
Isn't that amazing?
You have had your run-ins with powerful people, haven't you?
But the most incredible thing is that here I am the witness, helping a government wanted man into jail. He's got Mukund Rohatgi, who I'm
Mukul
told,
Rohatgi.
the top lawyer of the country, one of the tops, who's representing him. I have just been released from Tihar jail for standing
Jessica.
a witness that they didn't want around. Right?
And now this comes up.
Now I'm being witness for a criminal of the country. Suddenly it is the most important thing to be a criminal, to be a witness for. Isn't it ironic, the roles I am in? Just look at what the universe is putting me through. It was ironic completely.
And now
It
you're
was
the
less
star
than 2 months
witness.
away.
A witness that they want.
Yeah, so what had happened now in the meanwhile, when they came after him, also FBI came after him. And my name, so I asked him, No, those Suriname people went after him for the money. So they told those Suriname people, yeah, you made the check to Bina Ramani, go after her.
Oh gosh.
Prior to, yeah, that had happened. That had happened maybe in the 90s. I don't remember.
Your friendships do get
I was
you
living
into-
in Delhi, I know. So what happens is, and then he gives an address of Delhi, Rani Jethmalani's home. I used to stay with her initially when I wasn't quite living in Delhi, in India. And another friend I used to live with in Old Delhi, where I used to go to see my children in Sanar from there. These two friends. And the Nandas, Rajan and Ritu Nanda.
Raj Kapoor's sister
somebody,
married to. Okay.
All three of them get a letter from FBI, reference Bina Ramani. Terrible thing to receive. All three of them, I get a call from within 2 or 3 days of each other. And then, luckily, I bring it to Ram Jethmalani, all the letters. I said, what does one do? He said, when FBI makes a case, to be able to even hear it, to go and answer, you have to go answer. You have to put $10,000 down. I said, will you represent me? He said, it cost you $10,000, and it is the law. It was the law. I had to put down $10,000 to be heard. These
How
Suriname
odd.
people had called, yeah. So now I was furious that this bugger, he has duped us in the name of a spiritual role from Indira Gandhi's country, and that's how he started and how he's gone into all of this. And poor politicians, and now they're on my back. But I was so clear that they knew that I'm innocent in it. I've just been trapped into it, and always felt there was the end of the tunnel open for me. So here I go there. Those 10,000 now I put in hard earned. Then I hear that he is hanging out with Adnan Khashoggi and this and that in Khashoggi's building, Olympic Towers, right? And I learn about where he is, and I just land up there one day. I know he will not want me there because he knows that he sent all these letters. He's dumped me. So I go there, and he's in the inside room, and there are a lot of people waiting outside, including that Marina lady who had come to collect
$50,000.
Some earlier. That was maybe a year earlier.
In New York.
Yeah. A lot of other people are there. I mean, now, I remember when Andy got him a little 5 years later, he is now this. So I go to the room, he said, Kaisi? I said, मैं ठीक हूँ. I wasn't sitting. I was just standing. नहीं, he said, बैठो. So I sat. And तू पगली, तू $10,000 लेने आई है? तू मेरे से $1,00,000 मांगो, मैं वो देता हूँ तेरे को. तू कभी नहीं अमीर बनेगी, तू कभी नहीं जानता हूँ तेरे को. So कोई बात नहीं, मुझे 10 ही चाहिए जो मेरी जेब से गए हैं, मुझे वो वापस करो. As I'm doing this, a man walks in, is Adnan Khashoggi. So by now I had tears. I was red and angry that how dare he gives me. It's an abusive response. Take 100,000. You're so cheap. You want only 10. I mean that kind of. Really, I am inside. I'm just shaken. How dare he talk to me like this? Like that. So he sees me, and he's saying, obviously, they've had girls between them or something. So he looked at me and he said to him like that. So I said, I'm his sister. And then I said, कब मिलेगा? He said, यहाँ कितने दिनों में? मैंने कहा, आपको पता है मेरा घर यहाँ से काफ़ी नज़दीक है. आप अपने लड़के के हाथ मुझे भेज देना. कब भेजोगे? आज शाम को? I said, हाँ. Never heard from him again. That was years later till I see him in jail in 2006 or whatever. And he looking at me like he's wanting me dead with all this power. He's staring because they had dug out the witness account was also letters I had written to him and the detail of this what I just gave you. It was on the basis of that he finally went to jail and then he died after. So that was exactly the extent of my role.
And you never met Adnan Khashoggi after that day?
No, this is the only time I just saw him.
You saw him?
I was never...
You knew who he was?
He gave me a look, the kind of... But no, I never... I would read about him and Liz Taylor and things like that. But I had, but...
You were done with that
disregard.
life.
I did not like anything about that world.
Okay. As we wind up, I need to ask you about this.
Adnan Khashoggi is not the type who would be part of I would never be in that.
I had
people of dignity and cleansed, clean. In
But
every
he
way.
did move in those circles, in the same circles, the concentric circles that you
Who
were
lived
moving.
their kind of life?
Yeah.
I did not live that kind of life.
Okay. Tell me
I
about
shunted
your that. It's said that you introduced Reika to Mukesh Agarwal.
Yes, I did.
That happen?
Yes, I did.
It did. Tell me about that. Was she? What,
She was a very
was she
good
like?
friend. She was a very good friend. She's very childlike. She's pure. She's pure. If she's made silly moves in her life, it's out of an innocence. She's also trapped from her childhood. We all are trapped in our upbringing.
Yeah, you've written
Anyways,
about it. Yours.
So she was trapped, I think, but I don't know all that detail. She was between the role of the mother and father. She must have craved and couldn't get enough. And then at a very young age, I think maybe 13 or 14, 15, she had to start working. She didn't really enjoy the childhood. Those early sort of pubescent.
And her father didn't acknowledge her presence.
Apparently,
because she
yes.
was, she was born of the wedlock.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
And he was a powerful, famous man on whim. When he was good to her, he was God. But I think there wasn't much of that. But now her whole life was encased in Amitabh Bachchan. By now, I'm talking about when I meet her.
And she was totally in love with him.
Yes.
And
she belongs to him in her soul.
in spirit.
Yes.
Okay.
And she believes he belongs to her in spirit. They have a communication.
Okay.
Things happen. These things can happen. I believe in those things.
Then why did she get married? You introduced her
No. So here's what happened. He had joined politics. She had come to visit me in New York. And then she just stayed. She didn't. She was going through a hard time because he had now become a public person, and he probably may have said that to her. There was no chance of him ever. Whatever their alliance must have had to drift publicly no more. And she was keen to marry someone good and important, and there was talk about her marrying my brother Gulu.
Okay.
And he had a bit of a playboy reputation at the time, and so on. He lived life very big. And he was very close to the Kapoors, and they were very fond of him still. So, anyhow, so it didn't fit. So she continued to stay with me. Again, this was about 5 weeks. It stayed. We had a very cute apartment, a triplex, and we did have some amazing times there together. Lovely. Introduced her to a few of my very close friends that she became very close to and fond of. She became a real regular person. She'd go for walks in Manhattan lanes, and some of these Afghani fruit vendors would recognize her, Bangladeshi, some of them. She'd always walk home early. She was very disciplined, woke up early.
But she wanted to get married and move on in life.
She was very keen to have a relationship and marry. Yes.
How did you know Mukesh Agarwal?
No, so here's what amazing. So when I was now in Delhi, it was 80s, obviously, or early 90s, I think it was, I think 91, 92. Had a nice apartment in Niti Bagh where I lived. And she came to spend I'll come over. Bina, I have to meet some really good, decent Indian man. And I only men I meet are the hairdresser, the electrician, etc. And I can't be going out and all that. So Delhi is the right place. I'll come. So a day she picked, and mine was some of them married couples, and in a Delhi, Punjabi. Really, I did tell her there are no bachelor types in Delhi that I would recommend, but I just wanted to be with her. We had fun, and so she came, and sure enough, they're oogle-eyed. They don't know how to. I'm sorry, as
This
fine
starstruck.
as they
Delhi
were,
was like starstruck, right? It's
Exactly.
not Bombay.
Yes,
it's not
totally.
Mumbai.
Yes.
There are film actors. I mean, she's Reika.
Exactly.
So he was one of the persons who came?
No. So I had my few girlfriends as well, right? So she got to know a girlfriend called Kamna. Kamna was very ethnic.
Kamna Prasad?
Prasad, yes. I always liked her ethnic ways. I was too Western in those days. And she also happened to be my neighbor. She still lives near there somewhere. So chatted, etc. But she's whispering to me, I cannot stand this. I'm going to your children's. And she had met Malini and Gitu. So she disappeared quietly. She said, don't do anything, don't say anything. I'm going to disappear. And I said, okay, fine. I mean, whatever. And then later on, she told me, my God, you get out of Delhi. This is no place to be. I was single too. Anyhow, that evening, or was it next day maybe? And I think she was staying in a hotel. She wasn't staying at my home. Kamna tells me, shall I tell you? Maybe she tells me this the next day. There's this person called Mukesh. And he is the most die-hard, ardent fan of Reika's. He can recite any dialogue from any movie. I mean, he knows her entire life. And maybe she needs a man like that who worships her. So I said, gosh, but what does he look like? So she says, look, she had invited me to some Qawwali thing at the Taj. So I went there, and did she call him there? Maybe that's how I met him first time, perhaps. And he's non-descriptive.
Yeah. He was
in fact,
nothing to look at.
Nothing much. And he was short, and he was dark. And when you got to talking and engaging, he was very nice, charming.
Okay.
But he could pass you by 6 times, you will not recognize him. 7 times.
And here's this diva. What did she find in him?
No, so listen. So that evening, it was that evening I had met him, and we get talking, and he said, and with such sincerity in his eyes, he's telling me, if only I could just speak to her, if there's really going to be a possibility that I could meet her someday, you have no idea what it would mean. You have no idea what you would have achieved. She'd be the happiest person on earth, and so on. So I said, well, okay. And I think I introduced them on the phone, I think. She doesn't even know what he looks like yet. See, I'm a little vague about that, the exact chronology. Okay. So she speaks with him, and yes, she speaks with him that day. And then 2 minutes or 3, and then she says, give me his number, don't give him mine. So she takes his number. And then she calls him. I don't know if that's the day she calls him, that night or the night after, but soon enough.
And they meet.
He calls. No, they don't meet. They are in Bombay and Delhi. And then he calls me. He's over the moon. He cannot believe this has happened to him. And then they have exchanged pictures. And then she calls me and she says, can you see him standing next to me? I mean, there's Amitabh Bachchan, and she's a vision. So I'm saying, no, not really. But he seems like a nice man, but I mean, this is in your hands. You decide, I don't want to take any decision for you. But she seems to she realizes what feels good for her at the time from the heartbreak that she's in. Perhaps I'm making.
And probably she wants that obsessive love.
I think that's what it was.
The kind of obsessive love that she had.
Yes, possibly. That's true. So, within 2 months, they are passionate on the phone with each other, and now she wants to meet him, and is going to be in Bombay. So, and she lives in Bandra. She cannot be seen publicly. And, and she has a friend called Dipti, the actress Naval. Dipti Naval is very close to her. She trusts. I also know her from New York. And so, first time I think they meet is in a friend of mine. I have a friend, a male bachelor who died later. He's like a brother too. He has all our friends are sisters. He's generous and got a big place, and you can go stay there. So, in his home, he's not there. I'm not there. Dipti's not there.
Just Reika and Mukesh.
They talk. Yeah, they talk. That's the first time they meet, and then that's when they would decide whether. So they seem to be happy. They've spoken so much already. I guess they know quite a lot about each other. So maybe it didn't take that long. And then from there on, I step out of the picture. Dipti sort of now, because I had to get back to Delhi. Secondly, and Dipti has the right equation. But then I think, I don't know whether Dipti learns about this from them or not. Suddenly we read in the paper or on TV that they got married. That
Were you
came as a shock.
surprised?
Very. In shock. Yeah, very.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to be so soon. I expected certain more conversations between us, But
And then suddenly you hear about them, that awful incident where he's committed suicide.
I know.
Were you?
Well, I think that in due course, with Reika's life being Bombay, it was a part fantasy, wishing for the best, but imagining
a doomed
and her
love
life
affair.
was deeply into Bombay life.
There was no way she could have adjusted to Delhi and suburbia.
Again, and she must have come a few times, I'm sure. I was no longer in touch. I just let it grow their own way.
Did you meet her after that ever?
Yes, few times.
You
yes.
did?
Yeah.
Did she
We
talk
were
to
loving,
you?
hugging. Yeah, loving.
Okay.
Totally. I mean, it comes gushing out. At least 7-8 times.
You know, so many people of that vintage. There was also Parmeshwar Godrej
She was so
and
nice.
Rukhsana Sultana.
Yes, her too.
These really strong women who are your friends.
All of them have come through to my life somehow or the other. She landed up when I was with the Sobha Singhs, who were like my godparents.
Rukhsana Sultana.
Yeah, and
That's
she-
Amrita Singh's mother.
Correct.
And
Amrita was a little baby. in her
Sara
arms.
Ali Khan's grandmother.
Correct.
Okay. And that comes through Sir Sobha Singh. And
She was married to their grandson, and they wanted to find me there. But through them is how David Faridkot had come.
yeah, you went to Solan. and all that
Mashobra.
happens. And Parmeshwar Godrej?
Parmeshwar was Bombay with Farida Khan.
With Farida, you meet with her.
And she was wearing a white churidar kameez, long gut, sitting outside what was a shack at the time of Adi Godrej's, and a few little Bombay. I loved all the Bombay young people of our age, and I didn't know most of them, but early on, from the beginning with Farida, is when she took me to Parmeshwar's. We hit it off, and there was a resemblance of something we saw in each other as well. And I loved that she would sit and eat with her hands, etc.
And here she
Hardcore.
threw the most gorgeous parties,
Most
I believe.
sophisticated. She
And-
taught the world a lot. Yes, she did.
And
Amazing.
what was Rukhsana Sultana like? Like, what was the great love of her life?
She never talked about any love of her life as such.
No, in the sense that what got her going in life?
She was
power.
Maybe. I didn't live in India those days.
She was in that clique of Sanjay Gandhi
Sanjay Gandhi,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was not part. I was in London growing up. I didn't understand any of that. But you could see that she had a lot of power, and it was scary. It was not the kind of power that.
Have you met Sanjay Gandhi ever? No.
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 I met
Rajiv Gandhi.
yeah.
When you went
But,
to interview
No,
Indira
at
Gandhi? Or
another
later?
time.
Okay.
He had met my brother Gulu, and I invited them all to come and do electronic. He was promoting the electronic industry in India. So Bina, that's how we got Bina Tone in India. It was his studio.
Namaste, Jai Hind. You're watching ANI podcast with Smita Prakash.
अगर हम उसको मस्जिद कहेंगे तो फिर विवाद होगा।
The issue is टूटा है क्या भारत?
400 पार का मतलब ये है कि संविधान खतरे में है।
क्या हम लोग ये निर्देश देते हैं कि फला को गिरफ्तार करके जेल डाल दें?
वही तो कह रहे हैं सब।
ये बेबुनियाद निराधार आरोप।
सच्चा सुनना चाहो देखो स्मिता प्रकाश ANI, it does not lie.